Hi everyone, let's continue with the next topic, functions. So the topic name is functions in Python. First, let's understand why functions are needed. You will get automatically what is function. Let's take an example. Imagine you are a teacher. You are a teacher and you need to calculate the percentage of, let's say, 100 students. So let's say you are a teacher. You need to calculate percentage of 100 students. 100 students, it's really a big number. Without function. What do you need to do? Without function. You have to take each student data one by one. So without function, let's say I am declaring one variable marks 1 for student 1 marks. Let's say student 1 got 450 marks out of 500. So how teacher will calculate the percentage? Marks 1 divided by 500 into 100. So obviously 450 divided by 500 into 100. Now let's say, so this is student 1, student 2, student 2. So marks 2 equals to, let's say, 420. So how teacher will calculate for student 2? Marks 2 divided by 500 into 100. So that's how we will get the percentage for second student. Similarly for student 3, student 4, and can you imagine the same process will go for student 100? How much time it will take? Full day even it can take, because teacher is a human, will take breaks also, can do mistakes also, a lot of the problems, and she is going to repeat it for 100 students. So what all are the pain points here? What all are the pain points here? Let's understand the pain points here without functions. She have to write the repetitive code again and again. What is repetitive here? You see, repetitive is she's initializing a variable with some marks. She is dividing those marks with 500 and multiplying by 100. Everything is getting repeated. Now, first time it got repeated, second time it got repeated, and it will go till 100 times. So why to write the repetitive code again and again? So this is the first problem. Second problem, in that case, more chances of mistakes. More chances of mistake. So correct only, no? Suppose for one student you accidentally write marks divided by 50 into 100. Instead of 500, teacher wrote 50. Gone now. The calculation will be absolutely wrong. Now, third problem is difficult maintenance. Difficult maintenance. Okay. Imagine the school changes the total marks from 500 to 600. Suddenly, the teacher got the information that now we are not going to calculate the whole marks from 500. We will calculate from 600. Let's say they are now adding the additional subjects. Additional subject is being permanent subject now. What that teacher will do? She has to do it again for 100 times without function. Code becomes very large and hard to read. Obviously, code become large and hard to read, because see, she is going to write those two lines 100 times. That means total 200 lines. What will happen? It will increase the code lines continuously. So it's really hectic even to read that code again for that teacher. I'm not saying for other person that it's not possible. Very less means that person will get irritated. Itself for her, that particular teacher will get irritated with the code. So now the thing is how function will solve this problem. How function will solve these four problems. What if I say you, what if I say you that teacher will create a function? You don't know about function, I'm very much aware. I'm saying that teacher will create a function, let's say calculate percentage, calculate percentage, and in this function, teacher just needs to do one thing, one time. Teacher just needs to write one time what? Marks. I'm not saying marks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 100. I am saying only marks divide by 500 into 100 into 100. And those marks we will get from somewhere. Let's see from there where. But now tell me, whenever that teacher wants to calculate the percentage for student 1, student 2, student 3, okay. I am saying she do not need to do the calculation again and again. Only one time she will write the code for calculation. And for each student, how many marks each student got, how many marks each student got, she will just pass that marks. She will just pass that marks here. So let's say first student got 450. That's it, done. Second student got, let's say 420. Done. Now I'm saying writing that hard code and very lengthy code is sufficient, or this is absolutely the correct way? This is. So without using functions, we had these all pain points to process the same thing, because calculation of marks, the formula is going to be same in nature in future as well. Now let's say, so we will see the benefits one by one. The first benefit, so I will say functions benefit. The first benefit will be write once, use many times. Use many times. See, we wrote the code, we wrote the calculation only one time here. We wrote the calculation only one time, but I am using it two times here. You had 100 students, use it 100 times. Write once, use many times. So this was the first benefit of functions. The same function can be used for thousands of students. Next, easier maintenance. Easier maintenance. Now, how? If total marks changed from 500 to 600, where she needs to change? She will only change here one time. That is sufficient. For all student, it will be now 600. You change it once and the change applies everywhere for all the students. Third, fewer errors. Very few errors you will get basically. Why? If you have wrote, you just wrote the code single time and that is perfectly written. It will run for all the iterations for all the students in the same manner. If the code is written perfectly, if the function was written perfectly, you tested it at the first level. So till the 100 levels, it will be absolutely correct. Because the formula is existing in only one place, na? Only one place. So there are less chances of typing it incorrectly. Next, better readability. You compare, you are writing that formula again and again, again and again. Here, just one time. That's it. Just one time. And whenever you are going to give some marks for students, let's say for 100 students even, formula to will be only one time, na? So you have to write it one time only. You have to write it one time only. To read it multiple times for all. Okay. Even you can think like this function, this basically this topic, like you are having a document. You write the same document 100 times by hand. You are having the document. You need to provide the same document to the whole class. You will write it 100 times, or doing the photocopy with the machine is better. Obviously, na, writing it 100 times or doing it photocopy. Have a photocopy. That's sufficient, right? Within 1 to 2 minutes, it is done. Writing 100 times will take 1 month. So it's like that. Function is like you are writing it once actually physically, and then it will be you will be using it just as a photocopy again and again. So a Python function is that photocopy machine. Write the logic once, reuse it everywhere. Okay. So now let's come towards the function definition. Function is a function is a reusable reusable block of code reusable block of code that performs a specific task that performs a specific task. Specific means, why I'm saying specific, think like this now. It is just a specific means stable task, not going to change in future. Same for all. If it is going to change in future, it will change for all. All means all students. So I hope now it's clear. First we understood why function, then we understood what is function. We do have two types of functions in all programming language. It is same. We do have two types of functions. First one is predefined function, predefined, and second one is user defined, user defined functions. Predefined functions, or we can say built-in functions, built-in functions. These are the functions that comes with Python. Means when you install Python in your machine, these functions are already there. You just use them directly and ready ready to use for performing common task. That's why they are only providing it to us now. You want to perform some common task, they are very much neutral, like natural to use. Everyone will be requiring them. So they thought, why each person have to create those kind of functions separately? If it is common in the market, everyone will be requiring it to use. We will create it and they can just use it. We means Python developers already has been created them and they have gifted it to us. We will just use them directly. Okay. So let's go first with the predefined functions. Okay. You know, from the day one, we are learning Python. We have learned a lot of the predefined functions already. We have learned a lot of the predefined functions already. Uh, if you want to have a look, just pause this video and in the comment section, provide me the predefined functions you know. Okay, then continue in the video. Let's continue. So first function itself, if you see print function we saw. Print function was used to display the data, used to display output on the screen. So let's say I'm saying welcome to Python. That's it. What this function will do? Whatever you are writing, it will print as it is. So functions.py, you see, as it is, it got printed. So print function we saw. Then we saw input function, if you remember. Input function we saw to take the input from user, to take the input from user. Input, enter your name. I will just print name. So what it is? Here we are taking name from user and we are printing that name. So we used first function, then second function we saw is name, sorry, input, which is doing what? Let's run it. I will just run it. I will say, let's say Harry, print it. We are getting Harry. So we took input from user, we are printing it. What is the identification that it is a function? There is a question arises that how are you saying it is a function? If you notice, wherever after a word we are having these parentheses, we are having these opening and closing parentheses, that is function only. And if you see what it is, this is function calling. Function तो already developed, function definition is already developed somewhere. We are calling that definition. We are saying, hey, print function, I am calling you and I am giving you this data. So wherever you are, please come here and do your task. Same here. Third function, let's say length function. To use length function, let's say I am creating one list of students, list of students, where I'm saying John, Harry, Sam. I want to get how many students are there in this list. So I can use length function. So length of students, length of students I want to print. So I will run it. I have to give the name again. That's fine. Now see, what is the length of the students? 3. How many students we have? 1, 2, 3. And that's why we are getting 3 here. Next function, you remember type function? We did type function to get the data type of the data. So let's say I'm having a variable x where I'm storing 100. I want to get what is the type of this variable. This variable contain what kind of data. So I will just comment the previous code to make it more faster. Let's run it. So what do you think? What does it mean? Like what is the type of 100? Integer only. So we saw one more function, type function, to get the type of the data. Next, we had sum function, sum. Let's say I am having a list of marks of the students. I want to print the sum of marks. Sum of marks. So what it should print? 23 plus 45 plus 76 plus 12. You see here, we are getting 156. So this is what sum function we are using. Next, here only you want to get the maximum number, maximum marks I should say, and you want to get the minimum marks. So for that we have max function and min function. So see, maximum marks is 76, minimum marks is 12. And absolutely perfect, we are getting it. We have one more function, let's say round. I will pass 5.67. Let's run it. We are getting 6. I will copy this code, print it here. This time I will say 5.37. Run it. We are getting 5 this time. What this round function is doing, if after decimal, we are having a number greater than 5. it will increase the previous integer number 2 plus 1 to 1. Now, if it was 5.6, it has been converted into 6. If it was 5.7, 5.8, 5.9, again you will get 6 only. But if it is less than 5, then it is providing you 5 only. 5.4, 5.3, 5.2, 5.1. But what about 5? What if you give here 5.5? Should it give 5 or 6? 6. So for 5 also it will round up to the next one. Then we have a function ABS, absolute. It will convert negative values into positive. See, it has been converted. Negative value has been converted into positive. One more predefined function we had. Let's say I'm having a list of numbers 5, 2, 4, 8, 1. I will say print sorted. What this sorted function will do? It will sort your list into ascending order. So here if you see 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. Earlier it was 5, 2, 4, 8, 1. It has been converted into 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. Some more predefined functions, let's see. We used type conversion functions as well. For example, I am having a variable x where I do have 100, but if now you are going to check the type of this 100, it will be string only because I am using double quotes. If you see above, I am using codes. That means it is a string. You want to convert this string into integer. You want to convert this string into integer. So there is a type conversion function available int. Let's see now. So you see the type of x has been converted from string to int now. Similarly, if you want to convert into float, so let's say you're having a data which is in codes 10.4. It is again a string only now, but you want to convert it into float. So we do have a float type conversion function. If you check the type of x now, it will be float. So if you see, similarly, we have a string str. If you want to convert into list, we have list, tuple, dict, set. Let's say you are having a variable, or I will directly print here. Print, please convert 1 into boolean. So 1 means true. So that's how 1 got converted into true. Similarly, if you just copy paste it, instead of 1 you are saying 0, 0 means false. 0 has been converted into false. Let's say you are having a list. So I am using one function here. You see, I am having a list. Inside the list, I am passing a string. I am passing a string. Please convert this string into list. Please convert this string into list. So if I do print x, it will not be string now. It is list. See, list of characters. List of characters. Similarly, you want to create a dictionary using dict type conversion function. So what is the method? Key will be the name. Name is the key here. John will be the value for that key. Age is the key here. 20 is the value for that age key. Now if you print student, it will get printed successfully. Same only, you are getting dictionary only, but we used the dict function to declare that dictionary. Let's see some more arithmetic functions. You write power of, please print power. So what does it mean by POW? Power. 2 raised to power 3. 2 raised to power 3. So here if you see, what will be the answer for 2 raised to power 3? 2 into 2 into 2 will be 8. Fine. So that's how we are getting power here. So these were some of the example we saw for predefined functions. Let's continue to user-defined functions. User-defined function means we are the users for Python developers. We are going to develop the functions. So user-defined function is a function created by the programmer, to perform a specific task. Means in predefined functions too, till now we were using all those functions which are already developed. We are just calling them and using them. User defined functions now we will create, we will call. We will create and we will call. So let me just comment everything. Okay. User defined functions are divided into four sections. User defined functions are divided into four sections. Passing nothing, returns nothing. You can treat it like PN, RN. Second one, passing nothing, returns something. Returns something. PN, RS. Passing something, returns nothing. This is PSRN. The last one, passing something, returns something. Returns something. PSRS. So we do have these four types of user defined functions. We will go one by one. So let's continue with the first one. If you remember that teacher percentage example, we will continue with the same example. We will create that example using all four methods one by one. So you will be able to connect. First one is passing nothing, returns nothing. Before moving ahead along with the concept here, we should need to understand two things. There are two things. One is function definition. One is function calling. Definition means where we will define the function, where we will do the actual calculations. Calling, if you don't call that calculation, how that calculation will get performed. If you want that calculation should get executed, you have to call that calculation. And that calculation is available into a function, inside a function. So you will call that function. If you want a function should run, should execute, you have to call it. Without calling, it will not work. Let's see the example. Passing nothing, return nothing. I am going to create a function definition. So here DEF stands for definition. Then function name, anything. So same only I'm saying, let's say calculate percentage. And then make sure when you are giving a function name, you need to follow those rules which I mentioned in the identifier topic. Then in the function definition, first you will write DEF. It is a predefined keyword. Then this calculate percentage is the name of the function, followed by parenthesis, opening and close parenthesis together, and then colon. It is mandatory to give colon. That's it. We have defined a function, but after colon make sure at least one space is there, means here, so that whatever you write with this same indentation, either you are giving one space, two space, three space, or four space, whatever the indentation, I mean to say white spaces you are giving, it will be treated like this section is inside the function only. So that code, that like a block of code will be treated like a function definition here. So what was the concept? You remember, teacher wanted student marks, teacher wanted to calculate the percentage. Okay, so let's say I am taking the marks here. So marks I am giving, let's say I am asking marks from user. I am asking marks from user. Okay, so enter marks. Okay, enter marks. Here I will do what? Teacher wanted to calculate the percentage. What was the formula for percentage? Marks divide by 500, because it is a static value, into 100. That's it, done. Then we are printing the like percentage we have to show now. So we are printing the percentage here, comma, that's it. What we did, we just declared one function, asked marks from the student, means or anyone who is giving the marks for the student, calculating the percentage and printing it. Let's run it. Nothing will happen. You see, I ran this code, nothing happened. Why nothing happened? I told you this function will get run, execute only when you will call this function. How to call? To call any function, just you need to write the same name of the function followed by parenthesis without colon. No colon in the calling. So this is your function calling. This is your function calling. Okay. And that was your function definition. This is your function definition. But question is, how it is passing nothing and return nothing? That to we got. Now I will run it. Okay, I will run it after calling it, and you see I'm getting enter marks. Let's say I'm saying 430, percentage is 86. Okay, but why it is passing nothing, return nothing? If you notice carefully, passing nothing. Pass means, is your calling giving something? Giving something means, is your basically, are you passing anything while calling? No, na. I am not passing anything in the parameter. Okay, means this function is not taking anything. This function is not taking anything, and this function is not giving anything. So pass nothing means takes nothing. Takes nothing. This function is not taking anything, and this function is not giving anything. Giving nothing. Okay, so it means this function is not taking anything while calling. I am not passing anything. These parentheses are empty now. I am not passing anything in the calling. I am not fetching anything in the calling. Means my function is not taking anything. Not taking anything. Now this is also empty. This is also empty. Because if you will pass something from here, it will get fetched here 100%. But if this is empty, this will be also empty. So it means passing nothing. Next, what does it mean by return nothing? This function is not giving anything. Whatever the answer was there, function is printing itself. That's it. Function is not returning anything to the calling. So this will be more clear in the second one, second point, which we will do, pass nothing, return something. For now, this function is not taking anything because these parentheses are empty, and this function is not returning anything because we don't have any return keyword here. If you have any return keyword, that means it is returning something. Currently it is just printing. I ran it, I'm getting 86%. But as you mentioned, like as you remember, I said teacher will be able to perform percentage operation for 100 students also. But how here? How I'm proving it? You just call the same function. You can call the same function 100 times. So let's say I'm calling the same function 3 times. I will run this code. You see, enter marks. I'm saying, let's say 420 I got the percentage for first student. Then again they are asking for marks. This time I am saying 410. I got the percentage. Then again they are asking the marks. I am saying 230. This is the percentage. And that's it. It's gone. If you see, it's gone now. Gone, I mean to say, program ended. Why it ran only 3 times? Because I called this function 3 times only. If you have 100 students, 100 times you call. You will say still it is hectic. Now I have to call it 100 times. Use loops now then. You can run a loop. 100 times you run a loop and 100 times you call this function. That is an advancement. I'm just giving you idea. That's how mixing the topics is necessary. Let's go ahead with the second one. That is passing nothing, return something. Passing nothing, return something. So here we will move ahead with the second one. Passing nothing, return something. So passing nothing, that means at the time of creation of this particular function, this function is not going to take anything. So from where you are calling it, it will be absolutely same. But it will return something this time. That means same. You will take the data from the user, you will calculate the percentage also same only. But this time it will not print here. It will return the answer. It will return the answer and you will fetch it here. How to fetch it? To fetch it, we have two options. So what I will do first, I will comment this first code. Okay. Here, I will not print it here. This is return something, na? It will give you a gift as a return. You can think like that. So when it is returning, there are two methods to take it, to accept it. Method one is, because where it will return? It will return to the calling only. So why not to print the calling directly? Why not to print the calling directly? Let's run it. So I will just run this. See, absolutely fine. I'm getting the percentage one time. Second method is, I will declare one variable. I will declare one variable. Inside this variable, I will call this function. Inside this variable, I will call this function. I'm not printing the function directly. Whatever is returned from this function, it will come to this calling. It will get stored into this variable. It will get stored into this variable and print this variable. So this time this function we are calling 2 times. Let's run it. It should behave absolutely same. I'm saying marks are 340, 68%. So this was this calling. Now next calling is coming from here. Let's say 460, you see 92%. So 460 we are getting 92%. The percentage got returned here, it is stored here, it is printing here. So that's how we saw the second type, that is passing nothing, return something. It was not passing anything. If you see here, it was not passing anything. No passing, no passing. The parentheses are empty totally. But it was returning something. Fine. And whatever was being returned from there, I am fetching. First method we are using print, which is printing the call directly. Second method, we are storing the result into a variable. The variable name is itself result, and then we are printing that variable. So it was the second method. Let's see third one. Third one was passing something, returns nothing. Passing something, returns nothing. So let's see third one. What we will do here, we will create that function again. Calculate percentage. But at this time from where we will be calling this function. Earlier, what was happening? We were taking the marks inside the function. In both cases, we were taking the marks from the user inside the function. But this time the topic is passing something. That means those marks you have to pass. Those marks you have to pass from the calling itself. So, outside the function, I will take the marks from the user. You see, notice, I am not inside the function. See the indentation, it is same. That means I am outside the function. I am taking marks from the user. So enter marks. Fine. And then what I'm doing here? I will pass these marks inside the function calling. I am passing this marks inside the function calling, and you have to fetch it here also. Once you fetch it here, then only you perform the calculation. So now if you see na marks, divide by 500 into 100. What happened? From where we are getting this marks? I am not taking any marks inside the function because those marks we have taken already from the user outside the function, and that marks variable I am passing within the code within the parenthesis, and then this marks will be fetched. So this time this function is taking something. You are giving means we are actually passing the parameters, so this function is taking something, and that only on behalf of those marks only they are calculating the percentage. So this marks is being returned, is being provided from here only, being provided, being fetched here using. But this is return nothing. Return nothing means no return keyword, and no return keyword means we are just printing the percentage here inside the function itself. We are printing the percentage here inside the function itself. So let's run it. Absolutely same. Let's say this time person got 500 into 500, sorry, 500 out of 500, so 100%. How many times you call this function? Let's say 4 times I'm calling this function. So this function will get called 4 times. Student 1. Let's say, so even you can make it like student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4 if you do it in the loop. But for now I'm keeping it very simple because our main concern totally is on function topic, not to mix the topics. Mixing I will do in some projects. There I will show you. Let's say first person got 240. Now here what happened? You gave this marks, you gave this marks, same marks got printed for all four. For all four. What do you need to do? You have to take it separately for each. Then only it will behave absolutely like how do you want. I'm saying na, solution is for loop only. For now, let's run it. So I'm saying 230 for the first person, 230 marks. For the second person, 450 marks. For the third person, 260 marks. For the fourth person, 460 marks. Getting 92%. So that's how we saw passing something. We passed the data, but it is not returning anything. So I will just comment it and we will continue towards the last one. That is both. This so now you should be able to do yourself. Passing something, return something. Both will happen here. So we will create one function, calculate percentage, where inside the calling, this is my calling. Now passing something na, that means at the time of calling only, at the time of calling only, we have to take the marks from the user. Why you are getting error now? Because they are saying your function doesn't have any definition. So how you can proceed further? So for this, we do have a actually pass keyword. Pass means I don't know what to write now. I will do it later. But please don't give me error. It's like that you are mentioning to Python. Now, passing something, we have taken the data from the user. So I should use here input function as well. Now, I have taken the data from the user. I will pass this data while calling itself. The data will be fetched in the parameter. Then we are going to calculate the percentage. So marks divided by 500 into 100. But this time we will not print it here because this function will return something. Return something. What it will return? Percentage. It will return percentage only. This is returning percentage, so we have to accept it here. Where it will return? It will return to the calling. You have two options. I already mentioned. Method one is directly print the calling. Directly print the calling. Second method, take one variable, inside that variable, make the calling. Inside that variable, make the calling and then print that variable. Then print that variable. So here, let's run it. Marks I am giving 230. So you see, for both it is working perfectly fine. I took the data from user only one time now. So same marks got calculated for both methods. Okay. So this is how we saw we do have four types of user defined functions where first one was passing nothing, return nothing. I am not passing anything while calling, not returning, like not fetching anything. Return nothing means here if you say return nothing, no return keyword, just the print. Then second one, passing nothing, return something. We are again not passing anything, but we are not printing directly into the function. Result is returned by the function. We can accept the returned variable or data with two methods. First method, directly call the printing. Second method, take a variable, call the printing from the, call the function from the result variable. So whatever is being returned, that will be stored in the variable, print the result. Third one, passing something, return nothing. So now we will not take the data marks inside the function. We are taking the marks outside the function and in the calling we are passing the data. When the function is getting called, we are passing the data. Data is being fetched here. Then we are calculating it inside the function. Because it is return nothing, we are returning nothing. We are directly printing it. Then the last one, passing something, return something. When you in the definition, so here if you see when I am calling the function, we are passing the data. That means outside the function we are taking the data. It is passing something, so we are like this function is basically taking the data and that data only function is using to do the calculation. It is return something also. So we will not directly print the answer here. It is returning the answer result. And already we saw we had two methods. Either you directly print the calling. So whatever is being returned, that will be printed. Second method, call it, but whatever is being returned, store it into a variable and then print that variable. So these all were the four types of user-defined functions. I hope you liked the video, and I tried my best to make this topic very simpler because people used to get confused. But once you are very much clear with the topic, it's fine. This example is enough to know the base of the functions. We will meet in the next video. Thank you so much, everyone.